Angola is not on the top of many people's bucket list destinations in Southern Africa, but if you are an adventurous self-driver, my goodness, it really should be. Angola is wide open now to tourism. It's remote, it's diverse, it's got extraordinary landscapes, amazing biodiversity. It's a very cost-effective destination to visit, and it's right there just to the north of Namibia, the west of Zambia. And there's nowhere, in my mind, better for the self-drive adventurer to visit in Angola than where I'm standing right now on the banks of the Kunene River here in Iona National Park. How's it, guys? I'm Gus, the African plant hunter. This is another one in my ongoing series about special places to visit in Southern Africa. This is Iona National Park. Iona is one of the largest parks in Angola, 15,000 square kilometers, about the same size as Wangi National Park in Zimbabwe. It's the oldest park in the country. It's been a park since the 1930s. And my goodness, is it home to some diverse desert landscapes. It really is an extraordinary park. Iona is under the management of African Parks. African Parks are very accomplished and skilled national parks managers in many different countries in southern Central Africa. And this is one of the parks that they have been managing for the last few years. It had a really tough time during the Civil War. Not much wildlife left at the end of that, but slowly they are putting it back together. There's not a lot of infrastructure in this park, which makes it a very cost-effective place to visit because the park fees are very reasonable, recognizing that. And the landscapes are just extraordinary. Sort of different sections to the park. There's three ways in. You can come in from the west along the coast, from Mossamedes, or Namib as it's called, a city just up the coast. You come down the west, there's one road in and one road out. You go past the town of Tombwa, and then in right along the coastline. You can go all the way down the length of the park to the Namibian border at the Foz do Kunene, where the Kunene River comes out. The Kunene, of course, is the boundary between Angola and over there, Namibia. And you can go back up, but you cannot go inland from that coastal track, and it is a very sandy 4x4 track. We spent a lot of time digging ourselves out of the sand while we were there. We had great fun, I have to say. You can't get from there into the eastern part of the park because it's just a huge field of sand dunes and there are no tracks through. So if you want to visit the rest of the park, then you have to come out and then come in through one of two access routes, either from the north coming down through Pediva or from the east from Okonkwa. And both of those are really rough, rugged, but spectacularly beautiful access tracks. I wouldn't even think about coming to Iona unless I was with at least two vehicles, a satellite phone. There's no cell phone coverage, there's no Starlink, there's no way to access the outside world once you're in here. So you do need to be fully self-sufficient. Another thing that you won't find much of in this park is water, because there's no standing water. It's a desert. Very diverse desert landscapes. The altitude range in Iona comes from 0 at the sea on the western side up to 2,000 meters. Very rugged and diverse landscape. But there's no water apart from here at the Kunene River. So you do need to be completely self-sufficient with water. You need to be self-sufficient with fuel, with food. There are absolutely no facilities in the park whatsoever for resupply. It's just a few park ranger stations and campsites. There are 12 different campsites in the park. They really are just GPS grid references for you. You get to them and there's not really anything there. The beautiful thing is there's no one else there either. This park is still very little known and very little visited. But my goodness, I have to say, for me, it is my new favorite park in Southern Africa. Utterly spectacular landscapes. The wildlife populations are still rebuilding themselves after the war. You don't see a lot of wildlife here, although plenty of signs. There's the kind of desert animals that you would expect. the gemsbok, the oryx, springbok, there's cheetah, leopard, brown hyena, jackals, giraffe, no elephants, but there are also small groups of semi-nomadic pastoralists, Himba and Kuroka, coming through the landscape as well, which to me is just a magnificent addition to it. It really does feel like an almost untouched historic landscape in Southern Africa. The vegetation, of course, is desert-like, but there's a lot of very high levels of endemism here, shared between here and the Kokerveld in northern Namibia. Some beautiful, beautiful species. Lots of that magnificent Velviltia mirabilis on the ground, huge open areas and expanses of it. And then lots of these sort of dwarf shrubby trees and plants. Terminalia prunioides. There's even a little bit of mapani here. And yeah, it's a beautifully diverse from a floristic point of view. About 150 different plant species that have been documented, which you wouldn't think, given that there are parts of this park where you can stand out and look all around you and it just looks like you're standing on the planet Mars, not really like anything on Earth. It is just the most extraordinary place. Very few people visit this park. It is remote, it is wild, but my goodness, it's worth it if you make the effort. So guys, I'm just sharing this with you. If you are the adventurous self-drive type and you're looking for a new adventure in Southern Africa, I can highly recommend Iona National Park, and there are many other places in Angola that make it a very worthwhile country to visit. So get yourselves over here if you get a chance. I don't think I'd come here in the hottest part of the year because it would probably be quite testing, but in the winter, sort of April right through till September or so, it's just beautiful. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, there's plenty more on my YouTube, Facebook and Instagram channels. Just check out African Plant Hunter. And if you like what I'm doing and you've learned something or gained something from it, you can always support me. It doesn't cost you very much. Just go over to my Patreon channel, patreon.com/African Plant Hunter. For the price of a cup of coffee or so a month, you can help support me, which is just really helpful for me. I am off because the sun's getting low in the sky to go and enjoy a sundowner right here on the banks of the Kunene River. I will catch you later. Take it easy. Bye.